What?
So welcome everybody to Our Reviews Will Kill You, the precocious podcast poised to take over the world with its most audacious brand of comedy, humor, fun. That party time podcast that you know you love. I am the man you may know as Z, and I am joined, as always, is the man you just saw in that last picture who loves to wear dresses. He's a noob.
I'm the most healthy.
So healthy.
There we go.
Oh my God. What the fuck is going on?
Scott's just trying to throw monkey wrenches everywhere. Anyway, as you heard, behind the wheels of steel, as they used to say back in the day, that would be Scott Keebler.
That's right. It is Friday night. We are here live with all of you. We see a lot of you in the chat already. We're glad that you're with us. T-Zap, TB12, Ron Schrade, Sam Jr. was there early. He's there now. What's up, buddy? And, of course, Woot is with us as well. Before we do anything else tonight, let me go ahead and stop my music there because this is very important. I want to invite all of you to head on over to the Our Reviews Will Kill You store because, of course, we have expanded. We, of course, keep adding new things every day. But not only do we do clothing, but I want to call out, we also have mouse pads. We have stickers. We have drawstring bags for all of you to keep your stuff in. We've got snow caps. We've got masks, of course, as you see. I'm rocking our fantastic masks. We've got pillows and coffee mugs and bags. Everything you need to join us here at Our Reviews Will Kill You. So be sure to go ahead and check that out. And of course, as we usually do, let's get right into the housekeeping.
Oh my God.
Housekeeping, you want me to jerk you off?
What kind of hotel is this?
What kind of hotel is this?
That's right. And in housekeeping this week, we want to draw your attention over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/ourreviews will kill you. That mask was really warm on my face. We react to the actual trailer this time. That is Monster Hunter, the actual trailer reaction. That is now up and live on YouTube.
Yes, there is a special guest star in that video. My favorite pussy, the furriest, the purriest, the anal luriest. That doesn't make sense.
You mean it's
Nobu
expressing to you anally how much it loves you?
Nobu loves to express anally how much she loves me.
So much love.
So we're gonna
so much dance.
We're gonna move on from that, but definitely check that out. And we do have way more trailers for you to watch coming in the very near future. I forget what they are. I start editing them tomorrow, but we'll get to that. They'll be popping up, so definitely go check that out. This is the real trailer, not the teaser that we accidentally misidentified as a trailer recently. But yeah, that
you mean the actual trailer that we got an actual copyright strike against us with?
Which was dropped because we don't talk bad about it. Spoilers.
They love it.
So for you to check out over on Hulu, start watching this. It's called Hellstrom. This was a recommendation from a viewer of ours. I've started watching it. I know Z said he was probably going to check it out. But
Marvel product.
It's a Marvel product. We'll talk about this in the near future. It's over on Hulu. It's multi-episode. The first season is now available. Go check that out. Noob, I believe you have a giveaway.
I do, yes. Batman Death in the Family is a DC animated film. It's actually the follow-up to Batman Under the Red Hood. And it's unique, although the giveaway won't be unique. But the movie itself is unique because it's interactive, much like Black Mirror Bandersnatch or Bandersnitch, whatever it was.
And the Kimmy Schmidt interactive movie?
Yeah, whatever that was. But unfortunately, the digital code follows a set path. So I apologize, but you're still getting a free movie, so fuck you. And but yeah, it looks good. I haven't watched it yet. I will do the giveaway. Let's say I'm going to post it on Sunday. Let's go with that. I'm going to post it Sunday.
And usually the requirements are that you have to like subscribe and do other things. But our existing fans can also get a copy of that, as well as our podcast fans, because usually we release the podcast on Sunday nights as we do the live YouTube stream on Friday nights. So just make sure that all of our fans get a chance to enter and win. So if you're already an existing subscriber, just let us know and we'll put you in the bin so we can pull your name.
Or you have to make another email account and subscribe under that email account as well every time we do a contest and you want to subscribe.
Or if you're Sam Jr., just reveal your true identity because we're real fucking curious, buddy. Like, who are you?
Actually, I think you're Noob. You're the only one that's curious. The rest of us don't really care.
Try
Actually,
curious.
I do care. I think Sam Jr. is amazing. You're an awesome dude. Thank you for joining us every week. Also, for you to watch in the near future, Noob apparently will be watching these We Summon the Darkness. That is on what platform?
Netflix.
And
It was recently fairly recently in the theater, and it was starring Daddario.
Yes, Alexandra Daddario.
well,
Yes.
then I probably want to watch. I should probably watch that as well because I do love her eyes. And of course, there's Johnny Knoxville. Oh, I'm not watching it. And The Bye Bye Man is also something that Noob's going to be watching. So
It's on Netflix as well.
So check those two out as well as Noob will give them a. Of course, he'll like it. He likes everything in the near future.
He does like everything, just about. And we'll prove that today.
As we go along. So what do we have this week, Noob?
So we have two breakdowns of news. So we're going to do entertainment news, which covers some nudity and rings. Then we have some whitewashing controversy with Cleopatra. Avengers is a game. It's not doing so hot. Then there's a zip line into someone's mouth. And dear God, I hope it's my father. And then there's going to be a return of a famous Showtime lumberjack. And that's exciting. Then we're going to jump.
Lumberjack? Okay.
Yeah, lumberjack. Well, he ended as a lumberjack. Then there is a new fancy news segment called Outrageous Orc Tales, where we will bring you all the weirdest, zaniest, and sexist news. And the first of which is razor blades and pizza dough, specifically
You
male
don't have
pizza
to go
dough.
through the specific ones. You
What-
can just say that we're going to have some
Oh, we're gonna have weird news.
wild news.
Yeah, that might be sexist. I made that up. It's not sexist. I'm kidding.
Misogynist.
Misogynist. Whatever that means.
What are we reviewing there?
Oh my God! Fine.
He puts his paper down.
I put
and
my
goes,
okay. Then we're reviewing.
Do your job.
We're reviewing the social dilemma as to why Twitter is the best place for porn. Hubie Halloween. Yeah, it is. When you can only last 2 minutes, it is. The Boys Season 2 and The 100th Season 7. So lots of reviews to go over today.
The 100th season 7.
Yeah.
Yes. So
All right.
those are things we will be reviewing.
So let's get right into it then.
Sure.
Good news, everyone!
I just want to mention one comment. So Sam Jr. says Noob loves Elizabeth Moss. I do not. I would rather fuck a bag of stale cabbage than Elizabeth Moss.
Where would you get said stale cabbage?
Probably a trash panda.
Would you ferment it first?
I would. What does fermenting mean? Do you like soak it in juice?
You will be soaking Elizabeth Moss in your juice.
Yes. No, I won't. I will have no juice for Elizabeth Moss. It will retract into my scrotum.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Here we go.
On with it!
Speaking of sex, Lord of the Rings fans are not thrilled about Amazon's sex and nudity plans for their Lord of the Rings show.
First of all, I have seen Lord of the G-String.
Hold on,
The
wait,
female.
you
shit.
have
Oh,
seen
it's-
it?
I have. Yeah.
Oh, this isn't what everyone's mad about?
No,
oh,
it's not. This is actual.
It must be
JRR.
this one. It's another story from Lord of the G-Strings world. The Hobbit, of course, the Triple X parody. Is this what they're talking about?
No,
All right.
I
No.
don't think the Lord of the G-String was actually Triple X. I'm pretty sure it was. It was just.
Wait, did Monty Python
softcore.
do a Lord of the Rings thing?
I don't know. This is a random image that I found.
Okay, I was gonna say Monty Python was like in the 80s, wasn't it? 90s.
I don't know.
It was something.
No one knows.
But Lord of the Rings is doing a show on Amazon Prime, and they're
Very
spending
troubled
a
production.
fuck ton of money on it. And apparently, there's a lot of sex, and people don't like that.
They're
Who
just
cares?
well,
Fucking
because
cares.
they're pissing off the. First of all, we know the Lord of the Rings is successful because Return of the King only won like 10 Oscars. or
There's
something
only
like
one
that.
return, and it's of the Jedi.
And the big time fans like myself, I have read Lord of the Rings at least, I'm going to say 15 times, if not more.
That's too
And
much reading.
they're going to add, they hired a nudity
Intimacy
supervisor?
coach.
Intimacy coach. There you go, Scott. And it's unacceptable. The only time there's any nudity in Lord of the Rings in the books
Is that
Which is
scene
this-
between Bilbo Baggins and Sam, which I mean, I guess they had to pull that for theaters, but if you buy the DVD, it's in the extra specials.
Oh
No,
yeah,
it's
you will.
not.
You will see Frodo
fake
full
news.
out brick in Sam's face.
Fake news. It is during a part of the. It's in one of the extra parts of Lord of the Rings where they meet Tom Bombadil, and they decide to. Tom Bombadil is this very powerful character who tells them to go run naked through the field so that they will get rid of the evil spirits.
That's weird.
I mean,
And,
that's how you get rid of evil spirits. I've had to do it a few times. I have a lot of evil spirits.
So it's really pissing off. Like, part of it too is you've got the hardcore fans, and if you piss off the hardcore fans, they're not going to watch it. So people are just like, this is bad. And the other problem is they're considering hiring Bad Robot to finish the troubled production, which means J.J. Abrams will get to wreck another franchise.
Yes, J.J. Abrams, the best director of all time.
He's already destroyed Star Trek. He's destroyed
Star Wars.
He's destroyed my soul. I can't. Could you imagine lens flares in Lord of the Rings? Like, come on, people, we have to stop this evil.
Well,
And-
this show is apparently not even anywhere near the movies. It's in the Second Age that occurs several thousand years before the events of the movies.
It's a prequel, and apparently they just started filming this, and that's the other clue is that they put out casting. I forget if you said this earlier, but a casting for people that are comfortable with nudity and sex scenes. So that's another clue that they're going to go a very different direction with this.
Game of Thrones stars are on board
Yes,
because they are nude every episode, except Emilia Clarke. She got a little too prissy for that.
apparently she stopped doing it.
Yeah.
She got too good.
A little upset.
And Ron Cold, the Stone Cold Killer out there, is just reminding everyone we should be rocking our pink. I don't own anything pink.
Because you're
I've
not
got-
a real man.
I've got the pink right here. You see our noob shirt behind me? That's pink.
Red.
That's pink.
He's colorblind, and he's saying it's pink.
It looks pink to me. I guess the hue is off my camera, but it's pink. And if you go onto the store, you can get your own.
How much of your unemployment money have you spent on OrkU merchandise?
0. This is called. this is one of the perks of owning the store. Is all of this beautiful merch that you see around me. I haven't spent a dime on because
Gotcha.
it's my merch.
I know. Yes, obviously.
Yes.
Obviously.
Well, Amazon has actually ordered 5 seasons of this, which is insane.
Get the fuck
5 fucking seasons. 5 goddamn seasons.
Wow, what's going to happen after they realize season 2 is a piece of trash and they still have to make 3 more?
I don't know,
Did
but
they
it's
get-
suggesting a 2021 release.
What's the return clause on something like this?
Okay. I assume they can get out of it, but they've ordered. I don't know if they're going to do what the Lord of the Rings movies did, film it all at once.
So even though this
that's
is
terrifying.
history, because it's from J.R.R. Tolkien, we can talk about real history.
Yes. And how white people are ruining it.
Apparently,
Yes.
even though I would suggest Gal Gadot
Is not white.
Not white.
She's not. Isn't she Israeli or something?
She is Israeli. And she is her and Patty Jenkins
Yes.
are
Wonder Woman, Scissor Team.
yes, the scissor team that has won us over with Wonder Woman is now going to take on Cleopatra, the fabled story of the ruler of Egypt. I don't remember when she was.
She
the
did not
ruler.
rule Nazi Germany.
No, she did not. But she did seduce
Hitler.
Caesar and Mark Antony.
Isn't he a singer?
No,
He was
not
married to
in-
Jennifer Lopez.
No, was Cleopatra was also not married to Jennifer.
No, but
Lopez.
Mark Anthony is straight up like a Latino singer, I think.
Is
He
this
is.
this one of those instances of people being angry just to be angry? Because she's from because I mean my geology sucks, but isn't she from like the same part of the world as Cleopatra would have been from?
She's
Your
sort of,
geography.
yeah.
Yes.
She's not colored enough for America.
She's first of all, Cleopatra was Greek because it was a Greek. I
What?
think it's the Antilochus. I forget the name of the.
Wait, was she really Greek?
They
I'ma
had
Google this
conquered
motherfucker.
Egypt, and Cleopatra was actually from an incestuous Greek empire from Macedonia that had taken over Egypt during that time period, and she was the final ruler of her destiny. Is it Ptolemon?
Oh yeah, her family origins are Macedonian Greece.
Yes.
And-
See, know your history there, noob.
Ptolemy Sotar 1? What? Ah.
So she's from a long, long way.
Cheers to whatever that is.
Macedonian rulers. So technically, she would not be African looking. She would be Greek looking. So that means that Gal Gadot's still not the right race for it.
She's close enough.
Again,
She's
who
closer.
freaking
She's
cares?
closer. Well, she's closer than past Cleopatras have been.
Dude, I don't care what color Cleopatra is. They could hire anybody. It doesn't matter. Just get the best actress that you want. And if Patty Jenkins wants to work with,
Dude, Patty Jenkins is not a good director.
if she wants, she'll be better at directing this than action, right?
I'd
say there's a real good chance of that. Bootleg did say Gal Gadot could play Marvin the Martian, and he'd still watch it because of Gal Gadot. Which Bootleg, I agree with you on that one right there.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
Yes, she is, and she's not a bad actress to
she's good.
boot. And as far as I know,
She knows what
actually,
she
you know what
is.
she did? She apologized. Remember, we made fun of her for that cringy Imagine song.
Oh yeah.
She apologized for it.
Did she?
She did. She said she didn't realize how cringy it was going to be, and she just wanted to inject the world with some love. And she feels like, wow, I did something really stupid. So sorry about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if it's a matter of just like kind of feeling. I think it was kind of like also suggested to her. She was talking about it with a friend, and they decided to reach out. And Sarah Silverman, I think, was the one got involved and found all the other people. But yeah, I mean, so
you're blaming.
I'm blaming Sarah Silverman.
Okay. Well, I wish Gal Gadot would replace Noob Noob.
Absolutely.
My word.
I would have let her replace me.
You know what? I'd rather have Gal Gadot shirts and pillows and hats and mouse pads than I would although Noob Noob does look nice in the dress. But I'd rather have Gal Gadot on all this merch than Noob Noob. But I mean, you work with what you got.
I'm not going to argue that at all. She's awesome.
Oh, so people are mad.
Yeah, and they're saying Cleopatra's black.
But people were also mad about they're complaining about Tom Cruise in Last Samurai. The real story is a general who was a white dude went to help the Japanese samurai get murdered. The last of the samurai got murdered. So
they're complaining of Prince of Persia with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Okay.
They might have that.
That's because that was a horrible movie. I mean, I complained about that too. That was a piece of crap.
Dude, I tried to watch it and I fell asleep.
I own it on Blu-ray.
Did you fall asleep?
No, I watched it.
No,
It's
I fell
good.
asleep.
Jake Gyllenhaal looks so good in that movie.
No, he's
Oh my
with
God.
his fake his spray on tan.
I don't care. Like he looked delicious.
Looks like Orange Man.
Well, he's
Dude watches that at night while he's naked.
Oh, geez. So going from Cleopatra
to Marvel the Avengers, the game.
That's a great transition.
All
All
right,
right, there's a switch for you.
One disaster to another.
Yes. So Marvel's Avengers, made by Crystal Dynamics Studios, I believe. I'm just going off the top of my head here. They did the Tomb Raider series, and I had this game reserved. I was super excited. Then I played the beta, and I hard passed on that real quick. I deleted it, canceled my.
You're not the only one of hard pass. Apparently, no one is playing this game.
Yeah. So Marvel's Avengers developer addresses the game's lack of content and players.
Well, supposedly the matchmaking is down. There are points when there are less than 1,000 people playing the game at any given time, which means that their matchmaking is broken. It's what they call the genre is it's a looter shooter. So you go around completing quests and you get loot to upgrade yourself, but all the good loot is either done by microtransactions, which you have to pay for, like the cosmetic adjustments.
Didn't they already learn about that with the whole EA Sports debacle?
They're not EA Sports though, so they didn't learn.
They didn't learn their lesson because they just copy each other and then fail. And now this Avengers game is failing miserably.
Yeah, it wasn't that fun when I played the beta. The actors, like they hired good actors like Nolan North and Troy Baker, Troy Baker plays Joel from The Last of Us. He's a fantastic actor for video games, and this game just did not seem that fun. And apparently everyone else agrees, except we'll give a shout out to Knuckles III, who is doing playthroughs. It'll take him
really awesome playthroughs.
Yes,
he's one of the 1,000 people. So if you go looking for Knuckles III, you'll find him.
The man has dedication, fervor, and a little gumption, and he likes anime.
Nothing wrong with any of those things.
So Sam Jr., if you like anime and you're a girl, Knuckles is for you. And he
he also happens to be friends with a trash panda.
he is. Well, not anymore.
And also,
Trash
shout out
panda.
to his cousin 3 Knuckles Deep.
Oh boy. So yeah, that's it. The Avengers, the game sucks.
All right.
No one wants it. And okay. You know what people do want though? To zip line into Godzilla's mouth.
This is a story I think we reported about a year ago, and we finally have the dedication. Like, it actually came. It's real now. It's not just in your imagination.
It is real.
You too can zip line into Shin Godzilla's mouth to your doom. This looks. I've never done a zip line.
Terrifying.
Because this is freaking awesome.
I mean, we've got video of it here. I'm not sure if is that how Godzilla's teeth looked? I don't recall that.
Who fucking
That's
cares?
Shin Godzilla, which is the most recent Godzilla made in 2018. It won an Oscar in Japan, whatever the Japanese equivalent. It's an amazing movie.
Well, as you can see, the video that we're watching here is not only just Shin Godzilla zip line that you go in there, and first off, that is pretty impressive. A lot of work's gone into that.
That is cool.
It's a full museum as well. There's like shooter games in it and like stuff on like the creation of this and the history of Godzilla. So I mean, it's a full attraction. Something you could probably spend an entire day at.
I would go to Japan just for this.
They opened. This is an entire theme park dedicated to Godzilla, which is awesome.
I would go just for that.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks amazing. Like, look, there's some of the old suits like Mecha Godzilla and regular Godzilla and all the different movies and all the releases. It's amazing, and the Shin Godzilla movie puts the Godzilla movies made in the U.S. to shame. Like, it's an amazing movie. If you get
Except for the part that Bryan Cranston was in.
Yeah. Oh, if Bryan Cranston had been in the entire Godzilla movie, that would have been one of the greatest movies ever made. Because if you just take the 20 minutes he was in it, it's fucking awesome. It's so good.
And they're like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna kill the best part of this movie and have a generic white boy just run around doing things.
Kick ass, not kicking ass.
Yeah. Halo
so
jumps and such.
God.
But yeah, this is a Godzilla theme park. It's open now after being delayed from COVID or Corona or cockle titties. It is in, where did it go? It's somewhere. Oh, the island of Awaji anime park. So when I go back to Japan, I am going to go visit because I did not get to do any Japanese Godzilla-ing when I was there 2 years ago.
Oh my God, you'll bring me back so much Godzilla stuff.
Yeah, I did bring you back a Godzilla thing.
If I showed people what you brought back, they would be
you
sad
ungrateful
and cry.
piece of shit. I'm going to take it back right now.
I want a life Godzilla, dude.
I'm going to take back I'm stealing the Baby Yoda. Baby, I'm going to Godzilla.
It's not yours.
I'm gonna post, our next YouTube video is going to be me having sex with Baby
Film
Yoda.
yourself dying in Shin Godzilla's mouth.
Oh my God.
I think if Baby Yoda disappears the next episode, everyone's going to know what's happened, and everyone in that chat room is going to be hunting down the noob.
Baby Yoda is going to be soiled by
Baby Yoda is still here as our co-host. I forgot. Oh my God. How can we do that? Yes.
So let's move on from Godzilla to something else that's returning, and that is Lumberjack. The Lumberjack is back, and that is Dexter.
Oh my God. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Dexter is being revived by Showtime for a limited series run of, I think, 10 episodes.
Because they literally have nothing else.
I'm going to watch this. This is somewhat interesting.
Sounds like fun on the board.
The shark for me.
Did you
I
finish
actually
it?
never finished it. No, because I got bored.
So you didn't know that he turns into a lumberjack?
I did not know that.
I also ended. How many seasons were the original Dexter?
7.
And then I ended at 4 or 5 because I know
Trinity?
it was
Trinity?
definitely I think that Trinity is where I bailed out, where like I'm done with this. I can't do it anymore.
Trinity was really good, and then there's one with
season
a girl.
6 is Yvonne Strahovski, the girl from Chuck, the blonde girl.
Yeah, not interested.
All right, then I watched Trinity, and then with season 6 I bailed out. I know when it finally ended, I went out to social media and I said, somebody please direct message me and spoil this so I know how it ended, because I don't care. I just want to know how it ended. And when I was messaged and told how it ended, I was even more disappointed, even though I didn't see it. It was horrible.
Do you remember what it is? I didn't. I spoiled the ending. And do you remember how he got to that ending?
No one cares. Don't tell us.
Nobody cares how it got to the ending. It's just
do it over. They're going to change it because no one was happy with it.
No, they're not. This is a sequel.
It says they're going to do a do-over.
No, it's not. This is just like
they're bringing the sister back.
Yeah, the sister's not dead.
She is. Is
she? Yes. No, she's not. She's
No,
not
I don't
dead.
think so.
Yeah,
I don't
she
think
was dead. That was one of the things that pissed people off. Is like she died in his arms, and then he freaking bagged her and threw her in the ocean as well.
Sister? I honestly don't remember. And he literally takes a tiny boat into a hurricane and then becomes a lumberjack in Seattle.
Yeah, no. Before that happens, the sister dies. He chops her up. He throws her overboard because it would have exposed him as well. He puts the kid up and leaves the kid with like the grandparents or something, and then goes off and becomes a lumberjack.
I wonder if this is why he's coming back, because he was in Seattle being a lumberjack and Seattle burned down by being cucks. And then now he's like, you know what? I need to kill again.
He was dissatisfied with the service he got at the Chaz.
Yes. So, I mean, Dexter, like, I liked it for the most part.
I think
everybody kind of weird.
Everybody was dissatisfied with the service they got of the last season of Dexter.
Yes.
I mean, I'm still going to watch it. So whatever.
All right, you waste your time on it because I won't.
So is it time to
It's time for, what are we calling this again? Outrageous Orc Tales?
Outrageous Orc Tales! Orc Tales! Outrageous Orc Tales! We just made this shit up like 5 seconds ago, which is why we don't have some sort of screen. But
No, we're not ready for it.
look forward to
ready for
it. Look forward to it in the near future.
Yes.
So apparently, everyone, hide your kids, hide your wife, because Al Qaeda is putting razor blades in pizza dough.
Not Al Qaeda.
Factually accurate. So razor blades have been found in pizza dough as an ex-employee is arrested. What is the? Oh my
Scott
god!
put a razor blade in his pizza, the world's biggest razor blade.
I mean,
or were you cutting your pizza with a razor blade?
I mean, if you're gonna slice your pizza up, nothing better than a perfect blade.
Maybe that's why this guy did it.
A former pizza company employee has been arrested in the U.S. after a customer found a razor blade.
And that's this guy.
That is, yes. His name is Sacco Hannaford, so fuck that guy.
He looks like he's related to Jim Jeffries.
Oh, wait, never mind. Sacco Hannaford Supermarket. That's the name of the supermarket. His name is Nicholas Mitchell. That's the whitest name of all time. He was a former employee of It'll Be Pizza, real original.
It'll Be Pizza.
Which manufactures the dough. Surveillance shows the man tampering with the products.
And next week they arrest this guy again for child pornography. Just look at that face.
No, he's not Hunter Biden. Calm down. Oh boy. I'm just saying, he fucks little kids. So the suspect, Nicholas Moretti, the whitest man on earth, or Mitchell, the former member of Al Qaeda, was arrested in New Hampshire after police put out an appeal. I thought
Wouldn't
they put out.
Notice that there were razor blades in your pizza before you ate it.
I also
Not really.
I thought I saw something about a story where like he was putting it in like prepackaged pizza dough somehow.
Yeah, he was making dough that they sell. So I guess when you get your hands in there and you knot it up, you're gonna get your hands cut up.
But
because you ain't gonna stick it in your mouth.
But even then, razor blades work on the premise of slicing, which means if you just randomly grab one in pizza dough, you're gonna take your hand off and be like, "What's this hard ass thing in my pizza?" And you'll find a razor blade. It's not necessarily gonna cut up whoever's trying to knead the dough.
You're saying this was poorly executed.
Absolutely poorly executed. If I was gonna hide razor blades in something, I'm gonna stop talking right now.
Well, that's your Halloween tip for the day. If you do go trick or treating
and someone hands you a slice of pizza,
or they just give you raw dough in your hand as you trick or treat, make sure there's no razor blades in it, folks.
I like how people like this year they're talking about trying to keep it safe, so everyone's building like these elaborate like PVC pipe systems to deliver candy to little children, which I think is actually pretty cool. It keeps people away from me, which is something I always enjoy, is keeping people away from me. But if you have a system like that and you're going to send pizza dough down that pipe system, I think that's just up and above and beyond. I'd be impressed.
I don't think it will go down your PVC pipe.
Well,
will pack your pipe and be stuck.
Isn't razor blades supposed to be put in apples for Halloween? Like, isn't that a thing?
Those are all urban legends. That's what's funny is this is the first time I've ever heard of a confirmed.
No one's
legend.
ever actually put it, because I would feel like a razor blade in an apple is pretty fucking noticeable.
I think
bullshit.
I think last year I may have heard something where it's like this is the first time it actually happened, even though it's been an urban legend for years. But even then, that could have still been an urban legend.
It was an urban legend. This was not, because the man was arrested. And we have his mugshot, and Noob Dead named him.
Yes,
and multiple stores have pulled that pizza, that dough from the shelves just in case.
So your dough is safe, folks.
And if you do run across Nicholas Mitchell of New Hampshire, ask him why he joined Al Qaeda and why he hates the USA.
Also,
just
you're stupid.
Okay. Well, anyway.
So from one bomb of a
very
joke to
stupid.
the next bomb.
Yes, to a real bomb, a World War II era bomb.
Big bomb.
So, because it's the season of spookiness, the zombie corpse of Hitler has reanimated, and exploded his World War II era earthquake bomb in the Polish waters because he hates those Poles. And so Polish Navy divers tried to remote.
So if you're watching on YouTube, definitely open up and view this full screen right now because we do have the video of this, which I'm going to play right now.
Oh, there's a video?
And there's you didn't even mention that it's a tall boy, Scott.
It's a tall boy, earthquake bomb tall boy. It was a leftover from World War II. Divers had found it, identified it, and I mean, they know all about it. They were working for a long time to disarm it. You can see them inspecting it underwater. There's video now of them looking at it. It's a giant bomb. Nobody was hurt or killed in this thing, which is impressive because you look at that. That took up the entire effing river. And the aftermath is also horrendous. But it was while they were trying to disarm it, and that's when it exploded on. They evacuated.
They intentionally detonated it, I think. I don't think that was an accident.
I don't know if they intentionally exploded it. The story didn't sound like it was intentionally exploded. They did evacuate the neighboring towns just in case. But
there were no divers in the water either, so that's what makes me think they intentionally blew it up.
So no one blew themselves up.
No.
Well, that's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate. You wanted to see people
I did,
blow up.
Yeah. Like, why not? If we're trying to restart,
was pretty awesome though. So I felt that was.
We're trying to restart World War II. Why not have some death? Jesus Christ! It was a 12,000-pound World War II bomb.
That's why they called them the earthquake bombs because of how much explosive was in these things.
It was in the Polish port city of Świnoujście. Świnoujście.
Yeah.
It was in Sweden.
No, it wasn't.
It was in Sweden.
It was in Poland.
Sweden is in Poland.
All right.
Geographically accurate.
And yeah.
But still, holy crap.
Yes. So Hitler didn't win.
And you can see it. And you can see it demolished the river afterwards.
Just exploded that water.
That's probably going to be like that for a while.
Yes.
Yeah, the water's going to look just like that for a while.
It's going to be pretty screwed up that one.
But in the end,
it's a river because rivers flow.
Yeah, it'll go back to normal real soon, Scott. It probably already is back to normal.
Bootleg did say this is the next attraction, Action Park, coming 2021.
That would be a great ride. You just sit in the water and just get shot up in the air.
Shockwave.
Oh, that sounds like an Action Park attraction. And here, this might be the next Action Park attraction.
Hey kids, check out the newest attraction at Action Park. Sit on top of the water and boom!
Just ride that wave. That's their new wave pool.
What is happening?
So from one wave pool to let's take flight this time.
Yes. So this is a follow-up story. I think we reported this maybe, I don't know, a couple months back, that a crazy, probably tech billionaire, it's Mark Zuckerberg, he is flying a jetpack in LAX. And
I don't know what is going on here, but this is just crazy.
And you know what? And because I missed all the explosions when we were talking about an effing bomb story, I don't know how I messed up on that. I'm just going to keep blowing this guy up.
So this crazy cracker does not know how to fly properly because he has been sighted at 6,000 feet. I think that's like plane distance at that point.
Yeah, they saw 2 airline pilots reported it. You have to. Yeah, I don't know if we have a recording of what they said, but you could read what they said. I think they're like, Tower 1, we'd like to report that there is a jetpack outside of our window. Thank you.
And then one pilot was like, only in LA.
Only, yeah, exactly.
Well, here's what I don't get.
Ground control, we do want to identify. We have something flying on the outside of the plane. We believe it's a man with a jetpack. Oh, never mind. It looks like it exploded.
So this was actually the second time in 6 weeks an unidentified person was seen flying a jetpack near LAX.
Ground control, we do believe that we have the Rocketeer flying next to our plane. He's signaling to us. We're not sure. Oh, it looks like the gum fell off his tank.
I mean, what is going on here? Is the world just lost its mind that much that jackasses are flying around with jetpacks, harassing planes? Like, what is going on?
Look around you, Z. Yes, it has.
I mean, for real.
2 things. So, one, I would really love the third sighting for him to be sucked into a turbine and killed.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious. Secondly, how are you not just seeing where this motherfucker's landing? It's a man in a jetpack. Get some binoculars. track him down to the ground, and find him. It's not that fucking hard. It's like bird watching.
You couldn't even find a bird landing in a
It's
tree.
bird
How are you gonna
watching.
find a jetpack.
Unless
it's much bigger.
Noob, it's a matter of just being lucky about whether or not you're going to find it. There's stories all the times of drones that fly in FAA airspace or aren't supposed to be there. And unless they either A, track down the guy who's flying it because they're close by and lucky enough to be in the vicinity to find it, or B, the idiots like post it online of the video, they don't always find these people that do this stuff.
Have you ever seen one of those?
Yeah, if someone's close enough to be lucky enough to find them, yes. But other than that, he lands, throws it in a van, and they're gone.
What are those hunter drones that the U.S. military uses? What are they called? Do you remember, Scott?
Hunter drones.
Okay, have you ever seen one of those things?
I have not.
Okay, they're the size of like an actual goddamn plane, and they're remotely
But they're
operated.
Fast. Like
no,
Sonic.
they're not. No, they're not. They're not very
slow,
fast, and people
like
cannot
Knuckles.
find them.
Yeah, no, they're propeller driven. They're not that fast, and you still can't track them.
Yeah, they could literally be hovering above you, and you would have no idea, and it would just nuke you with a missile. Like you have no idea. Like finding stuff flying is not easy, especially for someone who is as blind as you are.
I can see half of
The light?
Half. There's
Yes.
light. It's light out right now.
So is that the outrageous orc tales?
That is
all
the-
the outrageous orc tales you have?
That I think so.
Well, those are some amazing orc tales
They
you
are.
have.
Noob, I actually want to break in.
Oh my gosh.
We have some breaking outrageous orc tales. We want to have something.
Outrageous breaking orc tales straight from the desk. Noob, we're gonna go ahead and bring this title up. We want to let you go ahead and read this as we bring it live to you.
Hold on. San Francisco police interrupt sex party involving midgets, emus, and a fountain of oh my god. 71 there's 71 midgets on Earth? Like, what?
There were 71 arrests. It doesn't mean that they were all small people. However, we do have more information on this. San Francisco Police Department interrupted an extremely lewd party early this morning in a luxurious residence at Presidio Heights neighborhood, arresting 71 people, seizing 2 boars, and 8 emus. It seems there was a thematic sex party for people with strange fetishes. They had midgets, bearded women, wild animals, and a large outdoor fountain filled with 50 gallons of semen. That is 50 gallons of semen. And of course, they also said it was an extremely delicate operation. Hundreds of naked people trying to flee with emus and boars with ball gags in their mouths, running around. It was a very chaotic scene, as I think it would be.
Oh my god, why didn't I get an invite first off? Is my main
Why
question.
were you not invited?
I know I'm 6'3", but fuck it. I'll knee it. I'll just run around on my knees just to run into a boar's asshole. Like, hold on. Is that an emu? Is that what emus
That
look
is
like?
an emu.
That looks like a turkey.
You've never seen an
That
emu
looks like
before?
a straight up turkey. Like a big turkey on
You've never
steroids.
seen an emu?
What is an emu?
It is a
sounds
two-legged
racist.
bird.
That's an ostrich.
It's smaller than an ostrich, but
Uh-huh.
not as small as a penguin.
They said the cops that were there said there was a mix between an orgy and a circus freak show, immediately calling for backup. They had to try and contain over 500 guests and, of course, catch the wild animals.
Were the animals having sex?
Well, that is part of the problem. It said 71 people arrested. 31 of the arrests were just for underage drinking, but unfortunately, 7 people were accused of bestiality.
Bestiality. Learn English.
It's
not-
they were basting
well,
their chickens.
Noob, that's not a word that I use often, so apparently you use it much more than I do.
God, yes.
Since he doesn't even know what an emu is.
I do know.
Do you know what a boar is?
I'm pretty sure. No, I know what a whore is.
Noob,
But you don't know what a boar
let me ask you, Noob, where would you secure 50 gallons of semen for a large semen fountain?
My local McDonald's. I'd ask for that special
You
sauce.
just go in the parking lot of the McDonald's and start to work?
Yes, I know the special manager, the night shift manager. His name's Jamal, and we have a great relationship. I go over and buy a 40-pound chicken nuggies every 2 weeks, and he supplies me with honey mustard, barbecue sauce, and animal semen.
You get that dip?
Surprisingly, animal semen.
Well,
So McDonald's supply animal semen.
Oh, I hate to tell you, Noob, I've not been able to verify that story. Apparently, it's an older one, but it's made its rounds again. I cannot verify the legitimacy of it, but just in case it's real, I felt like I should let you go ahead and know that was a thing.
So just keep an eye out for your invite. It's in the mail.
Yes.
So Scott is saying that's fake news.
Maybe not. Although that may have been fake news, but the next time it happens will not be because I'm hosting.
Oh boy,
that sounds gross.
Social emu party or
so
socialist emu
we're
party.
moving on to
Yes.
Who likes good news? Everyone? Then good news, everyone! Like my shiny metal ass!
So we're gonna get one of the smaller appetizers out of the way.
You're gonna get lectured.
It's the social dilemma
by the Z.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
We don't have a heart. Oh, Hubie Halloween. So the social dilemma is a movie. It's a documentary. I didn't watch it, so I know nothing about it. It's about socialism.
No, it's not.
It's not about socialism.
Just read the tomato meter, dummy.
So the tomato meter, 87%. Audience score, 85%. The critic consensus, since we still don't know what it's about, the clear-eyed and comprehensive. The social dilemma presents a sobering analysis of our data mined present. Oh, it's about social networking.
It's about the social media.
That makes sense.
So
I didn't watch it, so go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna do just a little bit of lecturing here.
Oh God, settle in, people. This is gonna take a while.
I'll make it brief. I would recommend that everybody watch this because I think it's extremely important to understand what social media is doing to the American public here and the world, and how much control these giant tech companies have over us, and how they're literally just trying to sell our attention spans to everything. And I think it's one thing to enjoy entertainment, and it's another to be, constantly marketed to so that they can sell you to the highest bidder. And it does a very good job of illustrating that.
That is not our intention, Z.
Yes, those are all lies. Because you quiet there, Mark Zuckerberg. Anyway, I think it's important. These were all facts I already knew and things that people probably already realized, that they create like a shadow model of you, that the algorithms try to understand what you want to watch or what you want to listen to or what you're going to see first. And I think the most shocking stuff is just, be careful with your kids out there. It looks like, the suicide rate of young women, especially young girls from the ages of like 10 to 16. I mean, that is a good point. If you look at the K-pop stars, like as soon as they get like a little bit too old and they get replaced, there's been a rash of suicides. And
your kids are perfectly safe. There is nothing wrong, nothing to be concerned about.
Yeah, and the suicide rate of young girls is like skyrocketed like 150% over the past like 5 years. So just be aware. I will say, though, that they need to take it with a grain of salt, because if you're on YouTube and you just click videos of puppies, they're only going to feed you videos of puppies. So
who doesn't love puppies?
Well, obviously, we need to get more puppies on this show.
Is you get what you like and what you look for. So the only other thing I'll say is don't get stuck.
Is that why I'm only getting incest porn on Pornhub? Of
course.
Oh, Jesus.
Stepdaughters,
BrattySis.com, Step Sibling Caught.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Noob, how do you know about all these?
MyPervyFamily.com.
MyPervyFamily. All right, we just lost like 18 subscribers right there. So
Noob, I did not mention any of these. You just riled them off like it was second nature.
I was Googling.
Right.
Because I only knew because a friend of mine told me about it. But Noob, you seem to have first-hand knowledge.
No, I have third-hand knowledge.
Third hand. Oh, you have all the hands.
My cousins are very
because that's it was his cousin was the third hand.
She was.
So yeah, I just think it's important. I think it's a little heavy-handed, but people should watch it because we should know what we're going into. They've used Facebook to destabilize other countries and reinforce dictators, and it's just important to know what we're doing. Yes, Scott's search history is amazingly fun, and watch the documentary if you like.
And
sure.
Yes.
I'm never going to talk again. And
Sam Jr. called out, my search history is interesting, and Bootleg also said it, and clear that history. That's a lesson for all you kids. Make sure you
It's just
clear your browser history.
it's more so that they've monetized us people.
And they have. You even just I search something in a friend's house. If I'm signed into a friend's Wi-Fi and I search something on my phone, their phone starts showing ads for the thing that I searched. It is absolutely insane, and yes, it is this huge network that's almost completely out of control. It's scary.
I'm not one for regulation, but these are giant monopolies that have to be brought under control. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it. Obviously,
unless you own the stock.
There's a giant story right now about Twitter and Facebook censoring stories that could influence the presidential election, and Twitter apologized for doing it, which isn't going to matter because now they're going to be brought under heel by the U.S. government, because you cannot be. If you're a publisher, you can be responsible for the material that you put up. So if you start curating the news that comes out from your site, you become a publisher, which means that you get to be sued for what's going on. Twitter and Facebook were acting as town halls, which does not curate the information that's put out there, which means that they're not publicly liable. But they decided to get dumb and started censoring things, and they're in for a rude awakening. They're about to get brought in and crushed.
Well, we all know technology is not getting stopped. It's out of control. It's an amazing time that we live in, but the technology just keeps going on and on and on. And with as astounding as it is and as huge as it is, it's tough for these companies to monitor everything they do. And it's up to us as people to monitor what we're seeing and investigate and decide whether or not it's real or fake. Holy fuck, we're screwed.
So when you click on that link, Scott, and it clearly becomes that you're joining the Communist Party, you probably should back.
Scott's already a communist.
But
so
what if I like? What if I like the color red?
I mean, red is a great color, but do you really want to work in the fields with that sickle and hammer?
Whoa! Let's not make it racist here.
Whoa!
That's what they do. Let's not make it racist here.
How's it racist?
It's
what
amazing.
The sickle and hammer are.
Is that really what it means?
Yeah, that's what. Oh my god!
I thought the sickle was like the Grim Reaper's thing.
No, the sickle is the farm tool,
and then the hammer is a Thor. So it's like Thor and the Grim Reaper are combined. For socialism.
Noob, what's wrong with working in a field?
No,
as long as they're poppy fields.
Gonna hard pass on this one.
It's Cybertron. That's right. As Ron, the Stone Cold Killer says.
Gonna hard pass on that comment.
I think the other scary thing is scientists just actually said there's like a 50-50 shot that we are in a computer simulation right now. We're not actually in real life. And if you look at the look at the world around us, I think it's possible.
Yeah, yes. But if you listen to Neil deGrasse Tyson, he has an opposition to that theory where we're definitely in a simulation. But let's avoid simulation theory because we have to discuss something no one cares about.
Yes.
The 101? No.
The 100.
The Hundies.
The show that the CW knows. The greatest show on CW universe that's not part of the Arrowverse has ended, unfortunately. And poignantly...
So sad.
I thought this ended 5 years ago.
It did not. So the 100 ended season 7 on episode 100. And this is a show. Let's look at the tomato meter here. So out of 7 seasons, 4 of them, 5 of them, 4 of them are 100%.
By the critics.
Yeah, because critics
are great. Five episodes, 5 episodes out of 100.
5 seasons out of 100.
So this is
100%.
like, is this? Did it get woke and went broke? Is that what happened?
It honestly didn't get that woke. How I would describe it is
a woke joke.
It's good. It's a CW show, so it's gonna have love triangles and all that sappy shit. But they did veer into a darker territory in the later seasons, and I would say it's the CW.
How dark?
CW, pretty dark.
So dark.
Pretty dark. Midnight dark. Midnight dark. And I would say it's kind of like the CW version of Game of Thrones, where there's just like nobody's it ended better than Game of Thrones. I'll give it that. How about that?
Okay.
And
if you want something that's less fulfilling than Game of Thrones, but ends better than Game of Thrones, please check out the CW's 100.
yeah, it's a great show. It's sci-fi. It's brutal. It's dark. It ends in a kind of a weird way, but like I said, I would have preferred it to go on more. And it just kind of ran its course at that point. So I would recommend it for anyone who likes a sci-fi action adventure, kind of a dark tone series. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got to say. Watch it. It's on Netflix, all 7 seasons, 100 episodes.
Or you can just pass and move on.
Oh my God, is it actually 100 episodes?
It is. Yeah, it ended on episode 100.
All right, well, hey, at least they had a plan.
Yeah.
It's almost like they had that planned out.
Almost.
So
It sounds like they ordered more seasons than they needed to and couldn't cancel it. Like another one that we talked about earlier.
Well, let's talk about something that should have been canceled before it even got started.
you mean the greatest Halloween movie of 2020?
Is he the greatest villain that has ever existed?
Hubie.
And I'm not talking about Hubie. I'm actually talking about Adam Sandler.
Hubie Halloween.
I will say, and I know Doc's not in the chat, but Doc did tell me that he enjoyed this movie, so he wanted to hear why we hated it.
There are people that enjoyed this movie. I mean, he's not alone.
I enjoyed it.
I've heard of other people, and Noob Noob doesn't count as a person, that have enjoyed this movie, and I don't get it.
Here's the problem. There's 2 problems. One is I think it's virtually unwatchable,
It's not.
but if you can get past its faults, which are twofold. Scott hit one on the head. You cannot understand a goddamn word
I
coming
can
out
understand everything.
out of Adam Sandler's mouth.
I
No.
could understand it all.
Yeah, what was the funniest line he said?
Ask because you watch our shout
I'm Hubie.
Ask
He literally-
it with shout titles, you could say.
It was, he made that name and just said it like Hubie Dooby Doo just so he could do a Scooby Dooby Doo joke, and that's pathetic.
Why? See,
If he didn't, okay. The other thing is he making fun of people with mental handicaps?
that was a little. I don't understand what they were going for with that. Like, is he special? Is he just really dumb?
I mean, we were talking about Hubie Halloween, by the way, on Netflix, which is is this Adam Sandler's final movie on
of his
Netflix
deal? I believe it is, but he's probably going to get another one.
I'm sure he'll get another one because they've all been huge hits.
Yeah, like this was a fun movie.
Well, okay, the first half hour didn't even have a plot.
None of it had a plot.
What was the plot?
I don't know.
Okay, you just and Shaq is. It had.
Oh, dude, Shaq's scenes with his like manly wife was so fucking disturbing.
Oh my God.
Sandwich eating and oh dear God.
That was just no. I do have notes. I have notes.
Oh, you
Hubie
do.
notes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Should I
so there
read?
was one joke, and I do have a follow-up story to connect to this.
Hold on a second. I think I just pulled this off. I probably didn't. No, actually, continue what you were saying. Never mind.
Okay, so there's one joke where which was funny. All the news girls were dressed as Harley Quinn. It's a little dated, but I thought it was really funny.
By the
that
way,
every single news correspondent was dressed as Harley Quinn.
which, by the way, that one of those news girls got fired from her job because it was a non-compete clause or something like that. But her company actually went ahead and fired her because of her showing up in that film, which is
that's what she claims. Now I'm gonna say there is a definitive chance that she got allegedly fired for cocaine possession and prostitution. But that's allegedly.
One of them is his wife.
One of them was his wife, and his kids were in it. Oh my God, his kids were the main kids.
Oh, were they?
Oh my God, yes.
Oh my
the
God.
One girl, cute as a button. The other girl,
there was the main kid,
equally cute as a button.
So
the 2 girls were.
Oh, the guy
Sandlers.
wasn't his kid.
No, the kid.
The Asian girl was his kid.
No, the Asian girl, the extraordinarily attractive Asian girl.
Yeah,
who's like 23 playing a 16-year-old.
Yeah,
yeah.
So-
She did not fit in that movie. By the way.
I'd fit into her.
So
She
I have it now. We have the scoreboard is up for the good and the bad, and let's see how this movie rates. I'm going to start out right away and say Adam Sandler's voice is going to be 3 points to bad.
Try
Let's go the other way.
That's the bad.
Why 3 points?
Because it's his voice. Because it's really that bad.
Not that bad.
It does
really
have
that
one joke.
bad.
Is it worse than Little Nicky?
No.
Way worse. 'Cause I
It
can
was
understand
way worse.
Nikki.
It was also because It was also because you had the Water Boy, which he was playing a character there. You had Little Nicky, which he was playing another character who had a face that was smashed by a shovel. But these were original characters. It seemed like he took the Water Boy and Little Nicky and a brain hemorrhage and decided to make that a voice, and that's what he did for this movie. As soon as that voice started, that was the downfall for me. I made it 12 minutes.
This movie is straight up Waterboy, but Halloween themed.
That's the point too. I will. Okay, so let me just go through.
So
my
you'll
notes
get 1 point for a Halloween Waterboy.
How about 1 point for the Harley Quinn joke?
And 1 point for a Harley Quinn point.
But 1 point for the bad because they got that poor girl fired.
Oh yeah, and then she got fired, so there's a point for bad.
I just want to put cameos. Every person that Adam Sandler has ever met was in this movie, with to obnoxiousness. That every single scene had a different person who was a different cameo. Colin Quinn played a freaking janitor. Did you notice that Ben Stiller was in it, and Ben Stiller played the same character that he played in Happy Gilmore?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Ben Stiller in the very beginning. I don't know. Did he show up again later? But Ben Stiller played the nurse or whatever it was from Happy Gilmore.
Yes. Yeah, but he's gotten a new job, but a bad job as a prison warden.
So, are you gonna say that's good or bad to bring him back as a character?
Too many
That was
cameos.
kind of a throwback.
So that's bad. Too many cameos.
All right, so that's a point to bad.
What about he put his kids in it who are not actors and his wife?
Also bad.
No,
Okay.
the wife's always in his movies.
Not really, but they also literally had to explain every joke to you in case you weren't sure it was funny. They literally had to go back and explain it to say, here is the joke I just told you. You should have laughed when I told the joke.
Oh, that's 2 points to bad.
Did you notice that?
I did not.
That's because you are dumb. Did you notice there were people dressed as bears for no reason?
All right, people
What
dressed
point-
as bears is funny. That's one for good.
But they were there for no reason.
All right, then it's 1 point to bad.
I like bears.
What about the continual joke of hurling things at Hubie?
Yeah, that was a little weird, and it was also CGI'd out the ass.
Yeah,
It made
actually,
no-
yeah. There's a
it
point to
didn't
bad.
make any sense.
That was the other weird thing is this movie started out as it started out kind of like that good Netflix Halloween kind of feel. It was almost a mix of like what Sabrina was on Netflix. It had a feel of what was that movie with John C. Reilly, not John C. Reilly. Yeah, John C. Reilly from a while ago.
Walk the line.
No. It was I had mentioned it. I texted it over to you.
Talladega
Gangs of
Nights.
New York.
Huh?
Gangs of New York.
Yes, it felt like Gangs of New York.
Very Halloween.
and
Is he really in Gangs of New York?
no,
John C.
it
Reilly,
didn't.
yeah, he plays a cop, an Irish cop in it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he's amazing in that movie.
He can actually act?
Yeah, he's a fantastic actor.
What the fuck?
He's a great dramatic actor. Yes, John C. Reilly is a fantastic actor.
That's weird.
He's super versatile. It's amazing. I will give him some appreciation for the fact that it was a Halloween movie. And when was the last time somebody made like a fun, wholesome family Halloween movie?
That's
This is
essentially
true.
what it was.
So 2 points for a wholesome Halloween movie.
I will give him credit for that because I thought that was actually amusing. But his accent was just so freaking bad. I couldn't take it. I couldn't understand. I literally had to be like, I had to pause it, rewind, and be like, what did he just say? Like, and I felt like it was a little mean towards people who are.
And he's going to lose another point for that. And that's what I said. This movie started out with a real good feel. It was Stan of the Dead was the movie that I was or the show that I was referring to, which had 3 seasons, which is a fun Evil Dead kind of feel seasons. And I'll give you 2 points for feeling kind of like that. It did feel like a fun Netflix Halloween horror story. But the second that he showed up and started going, there's 1 point for that. And then
You're so not cool.
And then the first thing that he does, he starts riding a bike with kids throwing shit at him before reasons. And for no reason whatsoever, he's this ninja who can avoid everything tossed at him. 2 points to bad for that because Why? Did they ever explain that, by the way?
What was the joke with the stupid thermos? Like,
That was ridiculous. His thermos was insane.
It was just stupid.
Swiss Army thermos?
Yeah.
So there's a point to bed for the Swiss Army thermos.
So can you read the critic consensus and give us the
So
Rotten Tomatoes?
the critic consensus is viewers immune to its star's charms won't find it much of a treat, but Hubie Halloween is sweet enough to satisfy fans of Adam Sandler's antics. And the tomato meter is 48%, and audience score is almost equivalent at 49%.
Another point to bed.
So it's just Kevin, what's his name?
Kevin James.
James was awful.
Yeah, he's weird. He's
So
like a fucking
bad.
fat Wolverine.
I don't understand what was going on
Julie
there.
Bowen plays the love interest.
That made zero sense. She's got like 5 kids.
And
yet-
she's in love with Hubie.
and she's a waitress at
Point
a
to bed.
diner.
And she lives in like a pretty good house.
A really nice house.
Yeah.
For a wait, I mean, they just shouldn't have made her a waitress.
Yeah,
They
makes
tried.
no
They
sense.
tried to rehash a Waterboy joke with the mom, who I guess was, she was some sort of character as well, who wound up being a villain in the end. I guess
they
I
would've
don't
just
know. I
played it
fast forward to
straight-
that part.
It would have been fine if he would have played it like non-handicapped and just normal.
We don't know he's handicapped.
Dude he's literally wearing a bike helmet.
There is a
wherever he
fair
goes.
assumption he's handicapped, but it's not confirmed.
Again,
entire time.
that's the problem. I will say though, I did enjoy the setting. I've been to Salem. Salem is a lot of fun, and if anybody
We'll
gets
give them a point for Salem. Although I will take a point away for that first scene in the grocery store when they have what's his name show up and they pull the prank on him for no reason whatsoever.
Oh my
Also,
god, why was Ray Liotta in that movie?
I feel like that scene with Ray Liotta. I feel like they filmed this thing with nobody in the same room, and I guess maybe because they filmed during COVID, or they did because everyone was close to each other, so that can't be the case. But I feel like they didn't film this scene with anybody in the same room. That whole grocery store scene, it felt like they had the actors show up to set on different days, and they just had the camera pointing to this guy one day and the camera pointing to that guy the other day, and no one was actually interacting with each other and just reading these stale lines back and forth. No clue what the hell was going on. There's 2 points to bad for that.
It was a fun, dumb movie. Like, it wasn't good, but it's entertaining.
There's one more positive. There's like I said, it could have been a good movie, but it's not. I just don't think it was. You know what I mean?
Apparently, Peyton List wears a see-through shirt. Is she even in the fucking movie?
I believe she is in the.
She is.
She's in the.
Who is she in this movie?
Well,
She's in the. Remember when they're in the haunted house? I think she's in the haunted house.
well, all right. Well, then there's a point to the see-through shirt.
There's a plus.
Okay. So she shows her boobs.
I guess so.
No,
Sure.
not really. Although, I mean, guys, we have to also remember, though, there is the bait decider here, and this will sometimes happen as we're taking score. Unfortunately,
I am inevitable.
Oh no!
but even then, with half of the bad score taken away, it still loses. This movie is still a loss. It comes in 9 to good,
fire.
10 to bad. It is a bad movie. Even after the snap,
The one
it is
thing.
a complete
says
loss.
that he is inedible. That's really
I'd
funny.
edible you
Sam
all night long, Sammy.
Jr.
I'd put some pumpkin sauce on your titties, hold you down,
Pumpkin spice.
tie you up,
That's pretty funny though. He is
sing you Uganda
inedible.
knuckles, you know the way,
This was inedible.
and I would go in your way.
Going from one movie that was just not so good
To a bunch of things I like, and that's boys.
just The Boys season 2. What a season it was!
Wow.
That The
I will
Boys is
say-
fucking awesome.
It felt a little bit like a filler season. Just to point this out, I do enjoy the fact that they hit both sides of the fence, because there was a question out there. A lot of the other sites like Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic and some of the other guys that I'm a fan of were all kind of pointing to, did the boys go woke? But I think they skewered both sides fair enough. Even world-class bullshitters talked about this, and he actually has a fantastic breakdown of something that I'm going to break down as well, because I didn't listen to everybody's breakdown of The Boys so that I could come with my own fresh opinion. But I'm going to say it covered both sides of the board. It secured everybody.
I'm going to argue off the top of that and say, no, this was not a filler season. They absolutely answered questions. They continued with another story and then answered that story and then wrapped it up in a way that they can then go into season 3 comfortably without making you feel wanting for more.
Easy question then, Scott. What's the plot of season 2?
The plot of season 2 is Stormfront's entrance into and trying to
it's one word.
Entertain her manifest destiny.
There's one word, and the plot is Nazis.
And that's my point. And Stormfront leaves. Okay, spoilers, everybody. We're gonna totally.
We're gonna do it.
It's extremely important that we talk about
spoilers. Oh wait, that's not what I wanted. Hold on.
Hello. No, that's not.
Spoilers. Damn it, I don't care anymore. Spoilers. There, spoilers.
You spoiled it. But okay, so let me point this out. So if you go from Alpha to Omega with Stormfront, and Stormfront arrives and Stormfront leaves, and you take that out of it, what's the plot of season 2?
Homelander.
Was there any character development in any of it?
Homelander?
Definitely continuation of Homelander's story. Absolutely more.
What is Homelander's plot then?
Him going into a fucking psychosis.
Yeah, his son, him going that much further off of the edge. He starts out season 2 already mentally fucked, and then at the end of season 2, he is completely off the bridge and shooting right into the river.
So he's more off the bridge before or after he murders an entire plane full of people?
No, but plane through people was just an evil move. It wasn't off the bridge. He's not losing his mind. The plane full of people was him just being an evil douchebag. The end of season 2, where now he is a very dangerous and very live hand grenade style character that this guy's going to explode.
More dangerous. How is that any more or less dangerous than season 1?
You take a guy with a gun and he goes into a room and decides that I'm going to kill everybody in this room. That's one kind of crazy. You take a guy with a gun and decide that he can't see and he's going to randomly shoot around because he doesn't give a flying fuck and he can just go off the hinge at any time, and also give him a hand grenade and say you can toss this as well. That's what he is now. He is completely out of control, off the hinges. Anything's going to make him snap, and his friends, his enemies, the innocent, the world.
The woman he loved at the end of season 1. How much more unhinged would you like him to be?
He's pretty
I'm just
fucking
pointing
unhinged.
it out. I'm not saying it was a bad season. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it felt like a filler season because nothing was accomplished. Lamplighter, a new character that's introduced, gone. No one had the same thing with the will she, won't she, with the whole Huey and Starlight.
They pretty much.
It's not necessarily resolved.
Yeah,
Learn
that's
anything
pretty well
more
resolved.
about Black Noir. A-Train is right back where he was. The Deep is in the same shit place he was before.
It was a character study season.
Okay, that's fair. I will grant you that you got to study some of the intricacies.
And even the Deep and A-Train, their stories continued on. They may have wound up where they were, but they still were able to fill it up. But when you're talking about continuing the story along, the son, the boys, MM was able to get back to his family.
Vought.
Yeah, Vault was more uncovered. There was a lot more of Vault uncovered.
Exploder.
I just think it's a little lame to go with Nazis. Is such the most generic.
I was glad they didn't go full. They kind of nipped it in the bud. She introduced it a couple episodes before the finale, and then it just kind of it was done.
So
yeah. It wasn't a full storyline, but wasn't that also part of the original Stormfront storyline from the comics as well?
It is, but they've veered enough away from the comics where I don't think that that's necessarily important. I think what I would find more interesting is the point at which Homelander no longer cares about public opinion and just decides to introduce himself as a god. He's already said it several times. At what point does he just decide to just take over the world on his own?
They're setting that up.
Wait. What show are you watching? Because the whole reason the show ended the way it did was because Homelander loves his public opinion. When Maeve held up the phone and said the world would know this and no one will cheer your name again, and they had all the voices cheering Homelander, he absolutely adores the public opinion and he wants the people to worship him. What show are you watching?
He needs to be. He can just force everyone to worship him, Scott. It's not that difficult. He's a god.
No, he knows that doesn't happen either, because when they had halfway through the season, when he killed the civilian in the other country and everyone started to turn against him, he knows that that's not possible.
Fear worship is just, and my point is, at some point he's going to have to learn that fear worship is just as good as public adoration, which is fickle and nonsense. I'm just saying they picked a really lame villain as Nazis is just so such a lame trope, like just to go back to. And, again, it was great. I thought it was a great season. I just felt like it was spinning its wheels. Like nothing moved forward. Nothing changed.
Regardless of anything, you could watch it just for Homelander's performance, because Anthony Starr is fan-fucking-tastic.
Anthony Starr is a phenomenal actor. He's somebody I will just watch. I will watch other movies and other television shows just to catch Anthony Starr now.
And definitely make sure you check out The Boys, the after show on Amazon as well, hosted by Aisha Tyler. I still have to watch the very last one. Apparently someone shows up and has some fun with them. But Anthony Starr, that's a wig, spoiler. Without that, looks nothing like he does as Homelander, which is something he adores, because he's like, I can go in public and no one is hating on me, which I'm glad, because I'm playing such a repulsive character.
He doesn't look, he looks nothing like. There are some, just the best part of The Boys is their ability to shock you with every episode. There's scenes where you're just like, oh my God, what is going on here? Like when Homelander and he has all those scenes with the doppelganger character who pretends to be.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Those
I
are
will
so
suck
amazing.
you dry.
It's just awesome. The one thing I want to
The Whale. I think The Whale was a funny. Oh my God, that was
great too.
Whale was amazing.
Joke.
The Deep is amazing as a joke. What I want to point out, though, that does make a lot of sense, though, is something that they set up that they did better than the MCU. And I will say World Class Bullshitters did talk a little bit about this, but I had already thought about it when I saw it, because they already make fun of the Justice League. They make fun of Batman versus Superman because they're filming a movie inside of the film.
Yeah, Dawn of the Seven or something.
Dawn of the Seven. And there's a whole thing about
Joss Whedon,
the women, right? Though, what is it? The women get girl power. Or something.
Yeah. Which is another look into Homelander and how demented he is, because as a way to fuck with Maeve, he makes a whole movie just to fuck with her. Like this is a level of dimension that it's not easy.
Yeah, but it's the marketing department that goes, she says she's bisexual because they show her, having sex with a couple guys. And then they go, you'd actually play better as a full-on lesbian. Like, we want you just to be a lesbian. And that breaks that illusion.
And that's after Homelander outs her and then proceeds to make a movie where she has to say all these horrible lines about how I'm gay and I'm proud of that and da-da-da-da.
The Maeve meals that are out and proud.
Oh yeah,
but there's a point where they talk about Girls Get It Done, right? Is the campaign?
Oh, that's right. Girls Get It Done. Yeah.
And the final climax, which you compare
that's
to
an interesting word you just used.
Girls Get It Done.
No, the other words.
Climax?
Take them to climax.
Yes.
Girls can take themselves to climax. Yes.
Yes, that's how they get it done.
Okay. Well, think about though in Endgame where they have the she's got it moment, I think is what they call it. Is that what they call it?
The girl power.
Yeah, where a bunch of random women who've never met each other have to get together to protect the gauntlet.
That was also a throw over to there was a comic series about that where all the women of Marvel get together and join their own group. Right?
Okay, except for this is 20 years of the MCU and none of them had ever met each other. So the point is it was shoehorned in, right? I just felt like it was a moment in the movie that took me out of the movie that goes, oh, look what they're doing here. They're putting all the women together. Huh, that's a thing. In The Boys, they set it up from the beginning that the women had like, so the boys themselves do not have superpowers except Kamiko, right?
Yeah,
She's the only one who has powers. She's like the Wolverine of the group. And when they're fighting Stormfront at the end, the boys would have gotten murdered on their own, except Maeve and Starlight and Kamiko, the only powered people, get together and beat her up. And I think it's an interesting story for Starlight because Starlight's never been she was a street level superhero stopping street level crime. The superheroes don't have supervillains. That's something that Homelander created in order to give himself an opponent, right? So Starlight's never really fought supes before. So she's fighting Stormfront essentially for the first time. She did fight A-Train, but that was kind of different, right?
And I would argue that that's actually a continuation of the story and not why this is a filler season, because now heading into the next season, you have Stormfront and Maeve, who are part of Seven, not because they want to be, but they have to be, who are every day living their life in fear.
You mean
or Starlight, I'm sorry, who are now every day living their life in fear of Homelander. And it takes this new dichotomy to a new level.
Well, we don't know that they're still going to be in the Seven. So anyway, they go on to also Kamiko is scared of Stormfront, but when she's backed up by the others and cornered and has to protect her friends, she's willing to risk herself, right, to go attack them.
So she knows she can't die.
Well, she doesn't.
We now know that because no one broke her neck up until that point.
And then, Maeve gets her opportunity to confront Stormfront. So I just thought it was a cool moment where it's like, oh, look, they're doing what the Avengers did, but they actually made sense of it. And they did it in a natural way where they actually wrote the story where they all interacted. Starlight tried to recruit Maeve before. Maeve turned her down, and they had a relationship that was rocky that didn't really work, where Maeve was like, I don't give a shit about what you do. I just thought they did it in a really, really smart way. Versus the Avengers, where they're just like, let's jam these people together. We've never seen what's the female Iron Man?
Well, it's also the same setup where the Avengers pretty much did this, where they had how many? What was it? 21 or 24 movies? I think it was. It was basically an episodic movie, and that's what they did with this. Where they had 2 seasons, they had so many episodes to introduce and build these characters up and bring in this story. It was the same thing, tat for tat.
Girlfriend.
Aside from some small things, which were mostly about female empowerment, which for some reason Z has a problem with. There's, it was the same thing where they were just building these characters up.
Any of these characters before. She's never been to Wakanda. She's never met Pepper Potts. She's never met any of these people before, yet she's getting together with the girls and Valkyrie and everybody who's none of those characters have ever interacted with each other.
I think
in The Boys, they all naturally came together to do something. And I'm just saying that's the difference between good writing and shitty writing.
What's interesting is that Z introduces this review as The Boys Season 2 is a filler season, and yet
I didn't say it was a bad season. I said it was good.
All of his arguments are reasons why this was not a filler season, and in fact grew the story and moved it along.
The overall plot did not move forward at all.
Absolutely did.
There's not one thing you could tell me you could have not had this season and it's the same season. No. Other than the fact that Butcher's wife dies, there's nothing moves forward in this season.
Butcher's wife dies.
Gives the kid back to the CIA. It's as if it never happened.
No, the kid was never with the CIA in the first place.
Yes, they were. He was protected by the CIA in that stupid Vought dome.
Kid was with Vought.
Oh, who cares? It doesn't matter if the CIA has him or Vought has him.
But now the CIA has the kid, which is now a reason Vought is now going to panic. Vought had the kid from the very start.
Way.
No, Vought had the kid the whole time. That was their thing against Homelander. Now CIA has the kid. Now Vought has a problem because the CIA has the kid now. Homelander has a problem because Vought doesn't even have the kid now. So now Homelander can't find the kid at all. It was absolutely a continuation of the story. It wasn't a filler season.
It's called writing. The kid's been fridged twice.
It's a fantastic season.
It's a good season. I don't have a problem with the season. I'm just saying it did not move the overall plot.
I think it absolutely did. It
has
enhanced everything. It makes the things the people are afraid of are that much stronger.
Scott likes the things, and
Scott
they
likes
happen.
things. Things happen. Scott articulates.
Yes.
And there's white people. Scott loves white people.
So many.
So many. But everyone loves season 2 compared to season 1. So the Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow, that's a huge difference.
84% season 1, 97% season 2.
Wow.
So everyone
I thought season
loves
1 was just more impactful, but
everyone loves season 2.
Season 2 is great. I do not have an issue with it.
And season 3 is going to begin filming sometime in early 2021. I
Dude,
think
they're going to sign them up for like 4 more seasons.
Seasons 4 is already greenlit.
4 is already
It
confirmed.
is. So it's going to be dope.
I'm just a little disappointed that they didn't give you that giant Black Noir reveal. Hopefully it's coming. You'll see it.
It's possible that, and there's so many questions. Apparently, Black Noir is in a coma, so he's not dead yet. Stormfront, we're not sure what her status is right now. That's still up in the air. We're not sure what her status is.
She's not dead. She's in a holding cell.
Yep. And what future does it hold for the other characters? I think that I'm looking forward to it.
The head popper. That was kind of funny, turning their AOC spoof character into the head popper.
That was
whatever.
That was a twist right there. That was impressive.
I guess they just never set it up from season 1 to season 2, but whatever. It's fine. It's cool. Just like they added Giancarlo Esposito for what reason? I don't know. He's a great actor.
He's cool.
He's just cool. He's a great actor. I love, dude, him and Anthony Starr in that one episode him and Butcher in that one scene where it's the two of them interacting together. It was one of the best acted scenes I've seen in a movie or in a TV show in the past like 3 or 4 years. Like, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name? Carl. What's the actor who does Butcher?
Carl
Urban.
Yes.
Carl Urban was really good this season. He was really good before, but now he's really good. Scott also forgot my
Watch
intro.
The Boys.
Watch
basically.
it. It's the best show.
I didn't forget your intro. You talked right through it. I had no chance.
Either way, watch The Boys. It was fantastic.
Yes, we've talked too long.
Scott's Noob's bored.
Yes, my mic fucked up somehow. I can only hear out of one ear.
He wants to go sleepy time.
I do.
Did you check your plug, dummy?
I've replugged it. And it's still just one ear.
My butthole.
Maybe you just went. Maybe your ear is like your eye, where it's starting to sag to the one side.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So, if you like what you heard here this week, head on over to Instagram at OrkU. Check us out at Facebook.com/OurReviewsWillKillYou. And of course, if you don't watch us on YouTube, you can listen to us on Google Play and Stitcher and Spotify. Or you can watch us on YouTube.com/OurReviewsWillKillYou.
And for those of you who listen to the audio podcast, we do love you. Please share this podcast with others. Let others know that you enjoy listening to us. We love it that you listen to our long-form podcast. We love doing it. We also do stream this live on YouTube. So what helps us is if you like, share, subscribe. The only way we can grow is if you help us break those algorithms and move on to the next phase of Our Reviews Will Kill You. We're going to continue to give you great content, but thank you so much for listening. We do appreciate it. And from all of us here at Our Reviews Will Kill You to all of y'all at home, we love you, and on to the next one.
You've had greatest of fears, bodies and